Hey, what's good? I hope everyone is doing well. In this video, we will be playing Warzone 2 on GTX 1660 Super, and we will be seeing what settings works with this GPU, the best settings. Alright, so as you can see, I'm getting nice FPS and still managed to keep this game look nice. I don't think we are lacking anywhere in terms of the visual appeal of the game. It looks pretty solid, and yes, with OBS off I get like 8 to 10 FPS more. So let's jump into settings. Okay, so in display tab, display mode set to full screen exclusive, as this set the game to the highest priority for GPU. Everything else is pretty regular. Resolution 1080p, and yes, in-game VSync. Alright, so I started experimenting with in-game VSync a lot, although I always have the NVIDIA control panel VSync always on for all the games. But sometimes in-game VSync works. For an example, in Spider-Man Remastered, I turned it on and I could really feel a subtle smoothness in the gameplay, but it doesn't work every time. So of course in-game VSync is off in this game. Alright, so let's get to the quality tab. Render resolution 100%, so nothing is being compromised there. Upscale sharpening method, we are using sharpening fidelity CAS, FX CAS, with 20% intensity. What's happening here?
Ultra One, actual. High winds are pushing
We are in the
radiation.
DMZ
Start
game.
moving to an extract point.
Anyway, let's get back into the settings. I used this mode to to just record the video. All right, fidelity CAS, yes. So I tried using AMD FSR as it is said to provide you with more FPS with very little bit, very negligible visual compromise. So I tried using it, but it does it is noticeable, and I didn't like it that much. And with this setting off, I think it is playable on 1080p. You must be able to notice that the edges are blurry, smudgy, and it is not recommended for such an super competitive game. So the best setting I found here was to use sharpening method, the fidelity FX CAS. So it doesn't upscale or anything. It just just a sharpening method, and the 20% with 20% intensity. You can play with the setting, see what you like. If you like a lot of sharpening, you can set it to high, or set it to low if you like lesser sharpening. 20% is the sweet spot for me. Alright, so AA extreme setting, nothing nothing to be compromised with the anti-aliasing quality to normal. I watched 4Rise's Warzone settings video, and I learned a lot there. So this setting is quite demanding, and normal is like a sweet spot. It doesn't make any difference. You won't be able to notice anything, and it will still look good, providing you with some nice FPS. Video memory scale, you can experiment with this one, as if you would put it to 100% and your GPU is not technically being used by this game a lot, it will only cause stutter and some problems in the gameplay. So I tried to first use it on the extreme setting. I could feel some stutter, some stuttery gameplay, but then I tried using it on the lowest setting. I instantly felt stutterly smoother gameplay. You can experiment with this for yourself. All right, so texture resolution, it does affect the FPS, but I I like textures. I um, I didn't like game with with low textures like this. So I mean this just for me, in my opinion, for my personal preference, I like uh, visual appeal of the games. So I'm using texture on high. All right, so you can just see all other settings and copy it in your game to try my settings and see for yourself. And the settings that doesn't make a lot of difference, I have turned them low or off. As you can see, the game still looks pretty solid. You wouldn't be able to recognize that we are using any lower settings or something. And yes, spot cache. um, this setting is set to be used on high preset, um, for better gameplay. And I can vouch for this because I used I was using high before, but I set it to ultra just today, and I could feel, maybe it's some placebo effect or something, but I could feel a subtle smoothness in the gameplay. Alright, so you can see all the settings. Weapon motion blur on. I think it makes game look realistic, all the movements and all. Alright, so here are the final settings. Let's get to some areas with more objects, more buildings, textures. As you can see, game is working pretty nice. And yes, in my recording, the game should be looking stuttery, but it isn't while playing, because the OBS recording makes my game look stuttery. I don't know why. Maybe I haven't found the right settings for my gameplay recording yet.